Could you please share with us, where were you before you joined the program?
I started having really bad back pain about 2-ish years. Well, really last January, like the January from this year. And it got to the point where I had to go to the ER because I just didn't know what else to do, because I couldn't go to the bathroom by myself. I couldn't do anything. I could barely walk, get out of bed, and any position really hurt. At that point, I tried to go to like a chiropractor, and I went and did physical therapy, and it maybe moved the dial a teeny bit. Then I saw another person who is an AKI manual therapy, and she helped take my pain down from like a 10 to a 4 in one session, and that was really great. And I worked with her a little bit, but she was very expensive, and I knew it wasn't going to be a long-term, like I didn't want to keep out and having to go to her. I wanted to be able to take care of myself and know how to have the right tools to continue to work on myself. And if I ever had flare-ups, that I would be able to have the tools to help myself. I was searching Instagram, and I came across Jeff's website or Instagram, and he just really impressed me with all of his knowledge. So I went for it. I asked a family member to help me out. I just knew that if I did this program, I could strengthen my core, I could strengthen my back in the ways that were appropriate. And I also needed just that encouragement, that weekly check-ins, just to see how I'm doing. The motivation was there. And then the monthly calls, just to make sure that I'm doing things appropriately, and was really, really helpful. It was money worth every penny, because now I have the tools. I'm able to do the task of motherhood, because being a mom of young kids is very difficult, and there's a lot of bending down, there's a lot of lifting, there's a lot of back strength that you really need. I wanted to make sure that I was able to do that, because I kind of felt like a failure in a way, and I couldn't do regular household chores. I couldn't lift my young son, and I always just felt guilty with that. My motivations was, well, just for myself to be healthy and to take care of my body. But then my family was definitely a high up there on my motivation. And I think that's key, is just finding your motivation to stick with the program. Yes, your pain is probably a huge motivation, but I think you need to have goals and set those and make sure that you stick to them.
Thank you for sharing all that, Kate, and tell us how you're doing now.
I would say my back is anywhere between a 0 and 1 on a pain scale. I'm just continually working, and I hope to not have a 1, but I think that's really good to be a 0 or 1. I'm able to just do my regular household chores. I'm able to carry my son when I need to. I would say I'm 90% back to being where I have needed to be.
It's great. And what would you tell people who were going through the same experience? What would you tell them about joining a program? This is an online program. They might be hesitant. What would you tell them, and what things work for you once you join the program?
The nice thing about an online program is that you can kind of do things at your own pace. And also just realize you need to have the patience to do it as well. It's not going to come like automatically. It's not going to come easy, like all at once. Like, you got to work for it, and you don't necessarily need to move forward. Like, there were some weeks where it just took me a little bit longer to do one thing, or to keep working on one of the exercises until I felt confident with it. If you're motivated to do that on your own and also save money, it's good to do something like this.
Fantastic. Thank you very much.